Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everyone. It's Finney here from Finney's Homebrew Emporium, and I'm chopping fruit and getting messages by the looks of it. Sorry about that. Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. It's Finney here from Finney's Homebrew Emporium, and I'm chopping fruit. Right, take 3. Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everyone. It's Finney here from Finney's Homebrew Emporium, and I'm just chopping some fruit, so come with me. So, it's summer over here, and we've got lots of lovely apricots. And these ones actually come from a shop just across the way from mine. They do like bulk foods, so these are actually really ripe. I don't know if you can sort of tell from it, but you can definitely feel they're dead juicy. So I'm dicing them, as you can see. So I really just so they could fit in the carboy, but also so you got more contact space and all the rest of it. Just before I cut them up, I dip them in a bit of star sen, just for my own personal thing, and try and keep everything as sanitary as they can, because even though they're going into a sour beer, I still want to keep some sort of control. So once I've chopped all this up, I've got another bag I'm just about to do. I'll then freeze them, and the freezing is really good because it breaks down those cell walls, so you get more of the fruit compounds available to you. And then next week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll put them into a carboy and rack my saison onto it. So I've got a saison that's sitting in the corner here that's been, or I think I did it in May, and it's slowly work. I had a little taste the other day, and it's actually tasting alright. It still needs a bit more Brett character. So what I'll do when I transfer it is also add some more dregs, so that I'll probably open a licorice deal. Like, I've done some 100% Bretted ferments, so I've got Bretts available. I can just chuck into whatever I need. So I'll do that. So I've been wondering what to do this for a while. I was actually considering kegging it, but then when I saw the fruits, I was like, well, fruited saison, why not? So yeah, we'll crack on with that, and then hopefully we'll come back and I'll do the inventory brew that I was talking about last week, and I'll probably line up the hops and malts and all the rest of it that I do have, so you can see what I had to work with and then what we ended up with. So I'll carry on chopping, and I'll see you in a moment for hopefully a brew day. Right, yo. Well, I thought, actually, instead of me deciding what I'm going to brew, all this stuff, I thought you guys could do it. So we could do even a mini comp. Whatever we brew, from whatever you give me out of what I've got left to use, I'll obviously brew it up, and then hopefully we'll be able to send you a bottle wherever you are in the world. We might even throw in a T-shirt as well. So here's what we've got. We've got 2.5 kilo of regular Glagfield ale and 500 grams of their brown ale. And this one we've got 600 grams of Baird's Caramalt and 400 grams of light crystal. We've got, unfortunately I don't know the amounts, we've got ale and Caraaroma. I assume the Caraaroma is a smaller amount. And here we've got 500 grams of black and 500 grams of Carafa Special 2. In this bag we have, what does it say? 500 grams of Munich, 380 of Manuka smoked, and 260 of light crystal. And then this is a Kiwi Pale Ale pack. So that will have, that's one of our malt packs that goes with our partial mash recipes, but it's been sour with it. So I do want to sell it. And that has got 400 grams of light crystal, 450 of Munich, and 200 of Gladiator, which is Glagfield's head retention malt. There, like version of Carafa, essentially. So yeah, that's the malts you have to deal with. I've also got probably about 5 or 6, probably even a bit more, kilo of Golden Promise as well. So if you need to make any extra base malt, then use that. But yeah, so you've got, I mean, even just there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, probably 8 or 9 kilo of different malts. And there's all sorts, you know, you've got brown, you've got light crystals, you've got all sorts of fun stuff you can even go. Well, I'm not going to prejudge, so you decide what you want. So build your malt base on that. I do 21 litre recipes, so don't forget that when you're building it. And we'll crack on with the hops. I'll put this away and I'll get all your hops out for you so you can see what you've got to deal with on the hop side. And then we'll talk about yeast after the hops. See you tomorrow. Right then, on to the hops. So, I hope you've got your malt bill sorted, and now you just need to know what hops you can use with it. So, we've got a few different things. We have Dr Rudi. These are pretty old. They got given to me ages ago. It was the old, yeah, it's like, they're at least 2 years, I think. We have some Chinook, probably about 50 grams. Vic Secret, it's an Australian hop. It's probably got about 80 to 100 grams in there. A few different packs of US Cascade. What's that one? 73 grams, so you're probably looking at 100 grams there. Ella, which is another Australian hop. This one's about a year or two old as well. It just didn't sell very well in the shop, so I just have it for bittering and stuff. 15 I've used. Quite a nice spicy character. Then a couple of bags of Dorado, so we've got at least probably 300 grams of that there. Hot bomb in progress. A little bit of Nelson, a little bit of Mosaic, about 30 grams. Oh yeah, this is the Simcoe I dropped on my floor. And as my floor is a brew shop, covered completely in you know, malt dust and stuff, I think it was good to give away for someone to dry hop and then, you know, infect their beer. So that's, well, I think there's about 50 grams in there that you can use in the boil. So no dry hopping with the Simcoe. Although we do have even more Simcoe left, so probably 100 or so grams in there. Czech Saaz, Colombus, Centennial. I think that's a lot. So, put it down there. I can talk freely with our hands free. I do have some other hops, but they're like bags that we've got from Hops New Zealand that are just a little bit, the proof they'd lost their sort of suction, so I wasn't entirely confident in selling. So I'll keep them and use them up at some point, maybe. And so yeah, you have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different hops to choose from. I will put below what I've got. I'll weigh them up so you've got the right amounts. So get designing your beers. The other thing, would be cool to use one of the new the new yeast from Mangrove Jacks. So they've got an Abbey yeast, a triple, a wit mead, but obviously they're not going to use mead in this. And they've renamed a couple of theirs. I think the Burton Union's changed to Liberty Ale yeast, and the British yeast has changed its name to New World Strong Ale, pretty sure. But don't worry if that's the, you know, that's the problem. Dry yeast is good for me because our white labs orders, you know, take a couple of months. And if I don't have the right one, it take me ages to sort of get to it. But yeah, get designing, and we'll hopefully see me brewing it next week. In the meantime, what I have brewed is sat below you. So in here we have a Belgian Pale Ale. So this is literally straight out brewing classic styles, but I swapped East Cape Golding for Syrian Goldings because I had, funnily enough, a pack of that in my fridge. And yeah, brewed it Friday. It's already hit high crowds and it's just starting to slow down now. And hopefully, and yes, I used the new yeast from Mangrove Jacks in that one, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. And what else? Oh, the stuff you didn't see me doing earlier, the fruited stuff. I've had a slight change of plan on that because we've got the Brewers Conference soon up in the north, north of the South Island. Our club's been asked to run like a mini club night, so I'm going to rack the Berliner. I did a Berliner a while ago, and I'm going to rack that onto it, onto those apricots, and mess around with my sour beers and all the rest of it. And I'm doing that hopefully this week, some point this night. during this night. So hopefully I'll get a load of footage of that and show you, because it's going to be a whole thing, because I've got to like bottle one of my sour beers fully, then I'm going to bottle half of the one that was in the barrel with the Tamarillos, and then rack half of the original barrel beer onto that to create a half and half, and then bottle the rest of that, and then rack the Berliner onto the apricots, and then rack the rest of the Berliner onto the original IPA, and if there's any left over I'll put some onto the cherries that was that we already had going, which had the original, the first one I said I was going to bottle. So it's all a bit confusing, but hopefully it will become clear when I do my video. But until then, I don't have a beer. Cheers everyone, and we'll see you next week. Take care.